Howdy folks, this is the Command Line Volpine here, and welcome back to Let's Play Dwarf Fortress Steam Edition, the tutorial series. This is the Let's Play tutorial. This isn't the shorter videos that are more concise, covering specific topics that I'm going to cut these videos into. But here we are, episode 4, and we can finally play the game. Trust me, we've been on episode like 6 in the classic version, so we're ahead of the curve here. If it hadn't been for the weird labor system, we'd be rolling. So let's unpause. We can just press the space bar to unpause. And now our dwarves will get to work. Trying to get in the habit of using the middle mouse button here to drag around. So you can see they're cutting trees down. They're getting things mined because they have their skills so high up. Again, why the skills are very important. You don't want random people doing jobs. He plowed through this mining job really quickly. They're chopping down trees really quickly. They also have pretty good tools for the job too. All right. Stretch this out a little longer. I don't know how deep I want to go. Maybe until we hit like a different type of material in the ground. We should run into some kind of stone. So we are going to have dwarves that aren't doing anything. Whereas if we didn't mess with the labors, we'd have more dwarves. They'd all be gathering plants right now, basically. On the left-hand side, we get alerts. You might just want to check this time to time, make sure nothing weird is happening. Our hunter is hunting. He's fighting a river otter. Might as well like click on this and see what's going on. He should be able to handle a river otter, though. Can resort on certain ounces. The flying copper bolt strikes the river otter in the upper body, tearing the muscle and tearing apart the liver. Yes, the game will find exactly where the arrow hit, what kind of damage it does, and what kind of like organs and stuff get damaged. That's how in-depth the game gets. So let's recenter on the location to see where this is happening. I have to dismiss this. It's happening on the river, hence river otter. I see a blood spatter here. When things are in combat, they kind of move around really fast. I think this happened a while ago already. Oh well, he should be fine. River otter is not a problem. If that was like crocodile or something, we'd be like, oh crap. But we're okay. Oops. There we go. All right, so we've dug a little ways into the ground here. This is silty clay, which is good. It's going to be easy to mine into, which is what we want for the start of the game. It's not where we want our permanent lodgings, because dwarves want very pretty stone walls and stuff. But because we can dig in this quickly, we will be able to make a life here pretty easily. So one thing I'm going to do is, this is a 3x3 corridor. I'm going to mine out a section, trying to decide where I want to put it. That's going to make a 5x5 area. This is where we're going to build a trade depot. Because trade depots come with like a bunch of guards and stuff. Or when trade caravans arrive, they'll have guards and stuff. We want them in our front entrance to stop any intruders. Make them do the fighting instead of having to do it ourselves. So this is where we're going to put our trade depot. Press the key. All right. The trade depot is 5x5, so that's why I did that. Now, let's start making some really large spaces to live in. What I'm going to do, I just want to see how big this is. On the classic version, shouldn't keep saying old version. On the classic version, or if you turn on the keyboard controls, if you did shift arrow key, you would get I think it's 11 by 11 space, which is just a really nice number for a variety of reasons. We can't do that with the mouse controls, but I also talked in the last episode of why mouse controls are still better so that we can get this selection grid. So I just wanted to see how big 11 by 11 is with this tile set, and it's that big. Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more, I think. I hope. So we're going to do that. The reason I want to do 11 by 11, again, you don't have to follow every step I'm doing exactly. It's just, these are some of my best practices. An 11 by 11 space lets me put 9 3x3 things in with a row between them. So a 3x3 here, a row, a 3x3 here, a 3x3 in the middle. You'll see what I mean later, because each workshop that we can build is 3x3. There's our gatherer gathering plants. There's a woodcutter cutting things down. Animals running around. Animals run around a lot in this game, kind of like they do in real life. Nothing to catch in the central swamps. This is our fisherman trying to fish. Oh crap, there was an alligator. Alligator was fighting. Alligators are smaller than crocodiles, though. It might be okay. I always worry about the fisherman tends to die the most. Oh, we have one more. I should have covered this in the last video, just because that was all like before you unpause sorts of things. We want to go to work orders. I don't remember exactly the first tab we want to press here. Standing orders. So labor, standing orders. We do not want to automatically weave thread because we want our thread to be useful as thread. We don't want to automatically collect webs. This isn't going to happen for a long time. This will be once we break into the cavern layer. There'll be a bunch of spider webs down there and spiders. So you don't want people running out there and collecting webs and getting killed. So we're not going to do that automatically. Slaughtered animatic animals, fine. All these are fine. Hauling. Workers can gather all those things. That's fine. Refuse. Gather refuse. Ignore outdoor refuse. We want to clean things that are inside, but we don't want to clean the outside, really. All that's fine. Sieges and forbidding. So right now, forbid used ammunition is on. So all of the shots that our hunter has fired so far, I think he's emptied his quiver both times already. He's not going to go grab it. So all we want to do is set it to forbid used ammunition during sieges, so he'll go out and get that. We would have liked to do this before we unpause so that he'd already grabbed all the stuff. Now I think I probably have to go through the map and permit all of his ammo again. That's okay. Chores. Children can do chores now, which is just some of the basic stuff. And then we can change our announcements, but those are all fine. Sorry, I have a habit of scrolling around. Hunting, fighting. A lot of combat happens at the start of the game because the hunter just kind of goes on a rampage, killing everything he can get his hands on. And in the wilderness, we should be okay. In the untamed wilds, you might not even want a hunter and fisherman. You might want to not bring those two people, use them for something else. All right. So we have our first area cleared out. What we're going to turn this area into is a everything stockpile. So our stockpile button's here. We can click that. Click one corner, click to the other corner. Now I have this giant stockpile. We'll click accept. We're going to click all, but then I'm going to click customize. So I want to store everything here, but not actually everything. We're going to get tons of stone as we mine. Oop. Sorry. I click. This should probably change this menu. Right click is usually cancel for most stuff. And most things, it also just closes the window. But here it would be nice if right click read out a thing. Instead, we have to use these buttons up here, which is a little annoying. So wood. I don't want wood to store here because there's just too much wood. You can see how much we have already. It'll just fill up the entire stockpile and we won't have any room for anything. Later, stone will be the same problem. So we'll read out all the stone. Refuse is gross. We don't want it in our stockpile. No, thank you. Corpses. Nope. Gems. There's going to be a lot of rough gems. So I specifically just don't want this. Everything else is fine. Cut glass, cut gems, rough glass. There's not very much of that. But the rough gems are a problem. And then everything else is fine. So now we can leave this menu. That's our everything stockpile. People who aren't busy will start loading things into there. And there they go. And that's another reason why we want to have people kind of not doing things anyway, so that they can do stuff like that. And we'll just start working out this second large area. Again, these are our temporary lodgings. These are not our permanent lodgings. We just need to dig out something quickly. Dwarves get sad if they're out in the rain. And right now they're going to be hanging out in the rain because that's where the cart is. And the cart is a meeting area. So we want to get them underground as quick as we can. Our hunter's popping off, man. He's going to town. Lungfish. Always worth scrolling around and seeing what's going on. We got lungfish crawling around everywhere. Very funny. Hey, we got our next zone finished. Okay, this zone. I guess we can make this our farm because I don't know. Once we dig deeper here, we might run into a rock. So let's make this our farm area. Farms we do with the building structures, workshops. It's kind of strange, but okay. Farming. All of this used to be on just one big list of stuff you could craft, right? And now it's into sub-tabs with icons on them, which is nice. But also it can be a little weird. This is another thing that's like a little weird if you... lost my train of thought. If you have the keyboard controls turned on instead of the mouse controls, you won't get this grid of where you're placing the farm. But you do if you have the mouse controls on. So we're going to keep the mouse controls on. That's why I do that. Build a couple of farms. I have a habit of hitting escape too much, so you'll see that pop up all the time. Crazy how much food there is everywhere. Peppers. Okay, I think they're mostly done here with the wagon. So we're going to deconstruct the wagon. We like just selecting it, and this means deconstruct. The carpenter will probably do that. Now let's use our miner again. Next thing I'm going to do with my miner is I'm going to select this thing here. This is remove construction, walls, ramps, bunch of things. But the main thing I want to do is remove these ramps from near our entrance. The ramps are these blue things, which, by the way, these are toggleable on and off, so you can make the map look a little nicer by turning those off. I like to leave it on just so I can tell what's going on here. So we're just gonna stretch it out to like here. We don't want something coming from the top of this mountain and jumping straight into our base. We want things to have to go a long way to get into our base. But at the same time, you're making it so it takes longer for your people to get out of your base. So it's a little bit of a give and take. You don't want to spread this out too far. You don't want to spread it out too short. Okay, these farm plots are done. Again, we're kind of covering a lot of stuff. This is the Let's Play version. We'll cut things down for the shorter version. We want to grow plump helmets on our first farm plot. Now, it used to be, it might have been a DF hack thing that came with the starter pack, but it's not here. You used to be able to press shift and click one of these to fill it for the entire year, but you can't do it here. So we have to go into each one, each season, and select the thing to grow. This is considered poor soil. There's ways to get better soil, but it's kind of difficult. You can either dig down to the cavern layer where there's better soil, or you can build floodgates and flood an area with muddy water to get better soil. Poor soil is fine, though. That's why picking the clay or sand and soil at the start of the embark was really important so that I could grow things here. Let's dig. I don't have to put any work in. I don't have to make a complicated set of things. Oh, I forgot he still had dig orders out here. That's fine. He'll be fine. See, our stockpile is starting to fill up just nicely. So all this stuff is like things that we've recently foraged. Rice, hide roots, mussels. We probably don't have enough containers to store them right now. So that's one of the first things we need to fix. because they're taking up a bunch of space in our stockpile. I think they will also go bad faster. I think things go bad. Maybe they don't go bad in this game. But they are attracting like bugs, swarms of flies, you see. And the dwarves don't like that. I don't know, things do go bad. Or mains at least do. But so we need to get these things stored so they don't go bad. As you can see, we broke into rock over here. That's why I wanted to do the farm here, just in case that this happened. This is because this layer is probably underneath a different layer. Yeah, it's under these. You can see it's taking them longer to get through it. But now there's boulders are dropping, which is why we don't want to put boulders in here, because it'd fill up pretty quickly. This is also why you want to build out your temporary lodgings in dirt, because it's quicker to dig through. We'll do this. Connect these two together. This will probably be where we put our workshops. Something needs water and we don't have any buckets. That's why we need to get workshops. Ooh. This is all rock. That's unfortunate. Oh well. I can live with it. Alright. Looks like they're done hauling things, so I'm just gonna... Oh, dead pepper plants. Trying to grab more things to harvest. It seems like there's a ton of water. There's so much food. It's wild how much food there is in Dwarf Fortress. And now people are standing around doing nothing. We should probably build a zone. Put zones, meeting area. I'm going to make a meeting area over here. Except, because now that this is taken apart, they should... I want them to hang out in the storeroom, so they have quick access to their food and stuff, because they'll be waiting on it. Bunch of dead things out here anyway. They probably don't like that very much. There's flies in here, which is going to annoy them, but what can you do? Oh boy. It's going to take a while. He has an iron pick and he has maxed out skill. Well, not maxed out. I think the top level skill for something is 20. And he has like 7. But normally I only put like 3 or 4 points into it when points actually mattered for your dwarf skills. But now that they can just be maxed out for free, I maxed them out for free. Come on, brother. Waiting on you. Then we can get into the next phase of the game here. They're fishermen. He's alive. That's a good sign. What was that? A knife fish. Hopefully this is shaped like a knife, not that it's as sharp as a knife, because that might go poorly for us. Yeah, a lot of the dwarves not doing anything. Chop down a few more trees, I guess. Just to keep ahead of it. Might be like, oh, that's enough wood for forever. Well, if we decide to build like walls and floors and stuff, it's not going to be that much. All right. Here is our workshop zone. Let's go to structures, workshops. We're going to go to farming first. We're going to put the grossest stuff in the back corner. So the butcher shop, one of the grossest things. Once you place something, I'll ask you what to build it with. We're going to build it with siltstone because it's close. Workshops. Now, I think if you build things with wood, the carpenter builds them. No. They're built by whoever has the skill in it, I think. Anyway. Butcher shop's the grossest. It's going to be in the corner. Fishery's pretty gross. I'll put it there. Shop farming. Kitchen, not as gross, so it can go here. Shops farming. Still not very gross. It can go there. Let's get those started. Just want them to get these stones out of the way. We can make dumping stockpiles. We'll make that its own little video thing too. This is the first time it might come up here because now there's gonna be a rock in the way. So we'll see how this goes. We got all the farming things we need built. Let's now work on some of the other workshops. We need a stone worker. I'm going to want the stone worker like as close to where all the stone's going to be. We're going to be digging deeper in here. So I'm going to put the stone worker here. Workshops. We're going to need a carpenter. I want him as close to where the wood's going to be, and the wood's outside, so it's going to go here. Workshops. Crafts. This used to be called Crafts, Dwarf Workshop, but now it's just called Crafts. We're going to build it in the middle between the two because it works with both stone and wood. Keep getting these two confused because they're a little bit similar, but that's okay. Not too big of a problem. We're going to need a mechanic shop. I'm going to drop a mechanic shop in the middle. And then the last one that's like highly important. Well, it's actually not that important. In fact, we could probably live without it. I'm going to put it down anyway. Jeweler's workshop. We don't have a jeweler, so it might not get built. Let's get these all knocked out. You can see someone's using the fishery automatically because prepare fish is an automatic job. Same with the butcher shop. They'll use this automatically as they have things to butcher. So we don't have to worry about micromanaging those. Our food and drink stocks are okay right now, so I don't have to set food and drink orders. We could if we wanted to. I'm going to wait for a little bit longer. Craftsdorf. I would like for carpenter to get to work here. Here we go. Carpenter is kind of the most important one right now. All right, carpenter. We need you to make some beds. I'm just going to queue up 10 beds here. 10 beds happens to be this full list. We're just going to add task. There we go. 10 beds. Get started on that because that's the next room we're going to dig out here. It's going to be kind of like a barracks. Not a literal barracks because there is a literal barracks in this game. Oh, I selected too much. So a good time to introduce ourselves to this erase tool. Boop. You have to double click it, by the way. Double click it or click and drag it to another spot, but when you're only deleting one thing, might as well just double click it. But yeah, we need to build a little dining hall and a little sleeping area. I kind of combined them into one for our temporary solution here. And while the craft source workshop's here, let's open it up. Let's make rock pots. Rock pots can store some things. Drinks. I don't know what all they can store, but I know they store drinks. I think they can store like seeds and stuff too. So we're just going to make a few of these. They're like the stone version of a barrel in this game, basically. We don't have a ton of stone to work with. We're getting some more, though. Let's see. This thing's probably fully planted. Yeah, you can see there's a bunch of plump helmet spawns listed down there. So that one's fully planted. Let's switch this one to dimple cups all year round. The mushrooms grow all year round, so that's why I'd start with them. You can see the dwarf sleeping, so I had the ZZ over his head. We'd like to get them on beds before too long, because they'll get cranky about not having beds. Understandable. You can see, though, now there's a bunch of harvest jobs out here that aren't getting done. Which, if we had everyone set to do everything, they would get them done. At the cost of getting other things done. A river otter mingled skeleton. What the hell? It's a little insane. I think those bones are a little big for a river otter. Dead hamster. The cats just kind of tear through everything. I don't know if they're the ones who killed these. The wolves or the dogs probably killed those things, but the cats kill the hamsters and stuff. Oops. Mining dwarf sleeping. bit of a pain because we're waiting on him. One thing I wish they would update. In classic Dwarf Fortress, you could see if things were planted on this screen. Like there'd be little bits of green in here to show that something's planted. Here, it's just like, it's all or nothing. It's either fully grown or there's nothing there, which is a little weird. You can click on it to see that there is things planted, but a visual representation of that would be pretty nice. Yeah, pump helmets are growing already. It's good. Love to see it. See how well our food stocks are doing. So much food in Dwarf Fortress. Okay. There we go. Here is going to be our sleeping area. So, build furniture, bed. I'm just clicking things. All right. So this is going to be a little different. Because I have to place a ton of these beds, I don't want to like go into this menu every single time and want to place one. So this time I'm going to click bed. We're going to use closest material, so that way I don't have to select which bed I want. And then we're also going to keep building after placement. So now I can just put them all down. Then it'll say eventually I run out of the beds that are in storage. There was a nice feature in, I think, DF Hack. It might just be classic, that you could place like a planning mode so that once you do have beds, they just put them where the planning mode things are at. It is not in this version of the game. So you still have to kind of micromanage a little bit, but at least you can place as many as you have all in a row without having to go into the menu each time. And that helps. The doors will haul those to locations. Pretty much everyone will build. There we go. Or at least people with furniture hauling, I think, will do that. So now the beds are in place. Now we need to make a new zone. Oh, this is stockpile? Sorry. Zone. I'm trying to... In classic, you would make the zone first and then select what the zone is. Here, you select what the zone is first. There's a bedroom, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for dormitory because this is a multi-person bedroom. So we'll drag it to there. Accept. And now they should start using those beds as they need them. Now, let's make some tables. So this list is huge. There's a lot of things you can make. In the base, classic game, there would be hotkeys to get to certain things here. There isn't here, though, but there is a search, so you can start typing what you want. Which is fortunately how we're going to have to do it. I'm going to add 5 tables to... Ooh. And if you do things out of order, then it won't work. Add a new task. Table. 5 tables. We're going to build a small dining hall on this side of the room. Okay, but we are out of time for this episode. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, remember to hit the like button, keep the conversation going in the comments, and subscribe if you would like to see more. Until next time, I hope you have a good day.